Hey Virgo, welcome to your X reading. Thank you so much for tuning in and bringing your beautiful energy, support and love to soul members. I appreciate you, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Andrea. I hope you find something within this reading helpful and you choose to stick around for the journey. So today's reading will resonate with those of you that either are pretty much hooked on your ex and attached energetically. You want to heal, release and let them go, but you seem to be living in the past and are finding it increasingly difficult. So you're here today hoping to find ways that you can, really put to peace what has transpired between the two of you and close that cycle out. Hopefully I can deliver some messages that will help you through that. There may be those of you that want to reconnect with your ex and are here today because, you don't know whether it's in your best interest, and so you're looking for some clarity through these messages as to what's the best way to go. And then there are others out there that may be holding on to resentment and anger and are here today looking for justice to a degree, and I've been there. I know what that's like. And so hopefully for those of you that are resonating with that, I can deliver some messages that will allow you to find the inner peace, calm that storm, and let the universe deliver its karma in its own divine timing, and you can move forward with an open heart, embracing new love without holding on to resentment and anger. All right, so let's have a look and see. First of all, who am I connecting with? Who is this reading for? Okay, who is this reading for? How can I be of service to the beautiful Virgo out there today who needs to hear this message? What message do we have for Virgo when it comes to your ex, Virgo? Direction. Oh my goodness. And Taurus just drew the same card. The answers are within as to where to go next. And I just keep hearing to the right. Possibly rainbow. A rainbow is of significance to some of you. It's a message that I'm getting. You are clear in the direction you want to go, Virgo. You already know that the answers are within you, and it's just a matter of time to allow this healing to take place, to allow yourself to, heal those aspects of yourself that are felt feeling vulnerable and open and not as confident as what you once were. There is an element here of leaving the past in the past and really looking to the future, facing forward. And I got a very different message for the Taurus reading for exactly the same card. So I'm going to hold that up for you. Sorry, there's a bit of sun glare there. And hopefully you can see that well. Feel free to take a screenshot of that if you would like to meditate on that energy, and I'll focus the camera. Wow. Okay, so let's pull out a couple of cards and see what this is about. Oh my gosh, same card I got for Taurus, and I'm shuffling them, and I shuffled them before we started. And one more. Oh, perfect. I'm loving this. There is some healing here that needs to take place, Virgo, within the heart space. I really do feel that. Some of you, the number 6 may be of significance, but if that's not the case, it's about not forgetting how truly loving you actually are. Do not let the circumstances with your ex, whether you want to reconcile, whether you don't want to reconcile and you want to move forward in the future, do not let your experience with them taint that beautiful, unencumbered way you go about expressing love. It is one of your greatest gifts. That's what I'm really feeling. Do not close yourself off and, you know, dim your shine. I feel, Virgo, that those of you that I'm connecting with are really at your best, and you vibrate the most extraordinary energy when you're coming from a space of giving, from the heart though, not from a space of, you know, for reciprocity, so to speak. It's more about your loving nature of just giving, because you empathize and because it's who you are, and it's what makes you stand out, and it's what makes you different from everybody else who has really been effed up from their experience, and so close their heart off and ice over. And, you know, we never want to, none of us want to walk that path, but we do. And I guess digging really deep and having that belief and faith that, you know, it's still safe to love regardless of what we've been through is a really tall ask. It's difficult to do. So that's just a note for some of you out there. There is an element of selflessness, yet still being grateful, you know, and your acts of love are so simple, and you're honest, and it's just very pure, very beautiful. When it comes to this situation, you may be feeling, when it comes to your ex, you may be feeling that you want to put all that aside, and you're finding it difficult to humble yourself. Your ego may have been hurt. Something may have transpired here, and it's causing you to really withhold emotion and just to restabilize, right? To protect any hurt or any wounds that have been created as a result of whatever's happened here. And even if you're not thinking of reconnecting, or you're not talking to your ex, it's about that energy of letting your ego and pride take front and center stage, so that it can protect you. That's what it comes down to. And that's, you know, that's what we do. We need to be able to protect ourselves. Like, I totally get it. So, and I don't feel that this is going to be over an extended period of time. I feel that it's a phase that you need to go through in order to restabilize, balance, and harmonize the different aspects of yourself. You might find yourself slipping into lower vibrational thought patterns that, you know, there is something you're going over again and again and again. So maybe something transpired between the two of you, and it triggers you all the time. You find yourself slipping into that thought process. Now, where that takes you is into a space where you want to become reclusive and isolated, and just allow yourself to be without having to wear a mask. I'm feeling that a lot of you may be finding it difficult to be around people because it requires a lot of your energy to put on a face that you're not ready to put on. There is an element that you're really trying to close yourself off from this ex. You don't want to know, you don't want to hear, you don't want to be enlightened by a new and different and approached way by them. But Spirit's message for you here, Virgo, is that it is the key to setting your heart free so that you can go back to simply loving. No, it doesn't mean that what they've done is okay. No, it doesn't mean that the way it ended isn't disappointing, even if they didn't do anything that wasn't okay. It just means that whatever the message is that you're trying to shut yourself off from is the key to actually allowing yourself to break free from this repeating thought that you have. Even though you know what you want, what outcome you want, what direction you're going, you're following that rainbow, right? Something about rainbows, but you're following that rainbow, and the right is something that just keeps on coming up. So I don't know who that resonates with. And it's just a matter of timing. You've just got to heal. You've just got to go through this. And so I agree. We have to be able to sit with our emotions rather than suppress them and push forward. Sit with the feeling, acknowledge it. It doesn't mean that we need to set up camp there, you know, and pitch a tent. It just means that we acknowledge the space that we're currently in until we feel ready to pack our little bags and go on our merry way. So let's break this down and let's have a look and see. Actually, before I do that, I'd like to pull out a card and see what energy would you need to surrender to start this process of really opening yourself up to what needs to be heard, because you're closing yourself off from either communication with them because you don't want them to have the satisfaction. That's what it feels like. You're closing yourself off from a different perspective because you're not ready to acknowledge certain things, or you've been hurt by this ex and you're closing yourself off to love in general and that beautiful, energy of, unconditional love and selflessness that usually comes so naturally to you. And so you're not able to attract that same type of energy into your life. And you might be attracting dating or partners or, dates, I should say, or partners that are emotionally unavailable because of this situation. So let's have a look and see what energy you need to surrender to start off with that will allow you to make this shift. And go in that direction and follow that rainbow. And we get that, oh my goodness, too many cards. And we get that sometimes we're just not ready. We're just not ready. Even though we know where we want to go, there is something that's holding us back. Fear, most likely. Facing ourselves other times. Surrender stress. Oh wow. I'll hold that up for you. Feel free to take a screenshot of that and you can meditate on that energy and see what comes up for you. Explore whatever feelings come up as you read that message, and what thoughts and feelings come up when you look at the colors. Look the colors up maybe and see what they mean and how they resonate with you. Take a few deep breaths and exhale the tension you've built up in your body. Let the stress go as you come back to your center. Yeah, so like I said, you're just currently going through a phase where you need to protect yourself so you can reharmonize, rebalance, and restabilize your energies. And what I'm really feeling for you, Virgo, is taking that deep breath and really exaggerate that movement of taking a really deep breath in and breathing that beautiful, I'm seeing a rainbow again. So imagine a rainbow of colors, just breathing all that in right into the heart space, expanding that heart space, creating space for it to feel that it's not suffocating, to feel that it's not being suppressed, to feel that it is being acknowledged. Okay, that's the direction I'm energetically sensing this is taking you in. Allow whatever the repeating thoughts are, whatever the negative thoughts are, that negative self-talk, the ego, the pride, whatever that might be, if the message resonates what that is. Allow this rainbow of color to fill it. So if you were to visualize what these thoughts are that have you slipping into a darker space, that have you wanting to isolate, if you can visualize and put formation to it, what would that be? And then if you could breathe that rainbow of color and fill that area with the rainbow of color instead, that will really, through visualization, quantum healing, right? Through this visualization, you'll really be able to allow your heart space to speak to you so that you can open up and restabilize and reharmonize. All right, so let's break this down. Okay, the message is so loud and so clear. I opened myself up to you because I thought you were the one of my dreams. And before I knew it, it was all over. And so this is the end, not just of a relationship. This was the end of how you viewed love. This was the part where you realized how much trouble unconditional love and selflessness and just giving, even though it feels so good, how damaging it could be. These are the words that are coming to me. And so you decided to shut that place off. But that's not you, Virgo. That's not you. That's not when you shine your brightest. And I guess the lesson here is understanding how much of that to give and to whom to give it and where it's safe to do that, and being able to protect yourself, not out of ego, out of pride, out of fear, but out of a space of self. It's about your own safety, your own security, and your own stability. You have to take care of yourself first so that you can take care of others without becoming codependent and without letting, all your energy, depleting yourself by putting it all into someone else and not saving any for yourself, just in case it's not reciprocated. So being able to know how much you need to keep for self is probably key here to being able to continue to give in a way that makes you shine and makes you feel good, and makes you feel right. And so there is this a huge transformation taking place here when it comes to love in general. And this X was the catalyst to that. Yeah, they really were, Virgo. They really, really were. They were very cold and cutting. I feel that, one of the most beautiful traits that you found in this person was when they were faced with a difficult situation, they were able to be really impartial, and they were able to evaluate all their options to make the best decision so that they are always protecting themselves. And I feel that that was something you really admired in them, because it was something you wanted to cultivate within yourself, because you were so selfless and giving and loving. And I think that they were attracted to you because you were able to give unencumbered and unconditionally, and you didn't have fear. You were willing to be vulnerable. So we've got two opposite polarities here, two completely opposite polarities, and it's like the pure yin and pure yang, but there wasn't enough of yin in the yang or yang in the yin, right? And so there wasn't this balance. It was very extreme. And I feel that you couldn't come to some kind of a compromise. They're very calculated, and they come from their head space, and they disconnect from their emotional space. And I feel that you come from your heart space and what feels good, and it always wins over. There is so much warmth associated with you, and there is almost like a coolness associated with them. Very interesting. I'm getting the elements here. Some of you may have ended this in autumn. Whatever the case might be, I feel that they broke your heart there was an argument, or the way they communicated with you was so cutting and so hurtful and so unnecessary, Virgo. And it really, really broke your heart. And that was when you decided to take that broken heart and pop it in a cage where it could be nice and safe, right? So at this time, you're going through that space of just protecting yourself and making sure that you are safe and you are secure, and that no one can get to that part of yourself that is still wounded. Okay. But you know what, Virgo? We can't hide. We really, really can't hide, because if you can't be who you truly are, you will forever be unhappy. And so Spirit wants you to know that no matter which way you choose to go when it comes to this ex, and I don't see any, for those of you that want to reconnect, I feel that that's not happening right now. And you know this, and it's causing you a lot of stress. But Spirit wants you to know just the whole situation. It was just, the whole situation didn't have to end the way it did, basically. And so Spirit wants you to know that the sun will shine again. There is a lot of power here. Okay, you will find a way to set yourself free and express yourself, that sense of self-expression. You will find a way to heal that beautiful heart of yours and simply love and reconnect with the aspects of yourself that you have been keeping protected, that have been wounded, and you will close off this cycle. For now, though, really focusing on, visualization. I'm getting visualization's a really big one as to where you're going to invest your love. Allow yourself to remember, before all this, remember how carefree you were. Remember how loving and caring you were. They were your greatest assets and your greatest gifts that had people gravitating towards you, that wanted to be a part of your beautiful world. Remember those things and sit with the emotion and satisfaction that you used to experience, and allow that to expand as you breathe those rainbow colors into that heart space, healing it. Letting that stress dissipate, letting it go, because that situation can no longer hurt you unless you keep on taking it with you or bringing it with you into your present moment. I hope you guys found that helpful. If this is something that resonates with you and you would like to reach out so that we can find ways to go about releasing and letting go and allowing yourself to open up again and go back to the beautiful Virgo that you once were before all this happened, feel free to reach out. My contact details, as mentioned, are in the description box below. Have a fantastic week. Bye, Virgo.